Wake up, sheeple. Alan's stream time. Heyo. Hello? 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 This is totally not biting time to arrange some things. There we go. Hello? How is everybody doing tonight? Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful night. Let me go put on some music. So, boop. Oh, let me switch it over to headphone too. Also, you'll hear it through my mic. The feedback. Wow, it's loud. There we go. Luckily, you guys don't have to blow out your eardrums. There we go. Hopefully, I have a good sound balance. Let me check to make sure my mic is not having any filters on it. Alright, good. No filter. Alright, let me make sure my controller's on. And let me toss this to the side because I don't need this right now. Oop. So as my, what's it called? As my title says, I am short on time. Whoops, I accidentally hit my mic. My bad. I'm a bit short on time because there's so much to do. So I'm going to try to finish up as much as I can here. So starting off with this, and hopefully I'll have time to finish up my webcomic stuff. Let me adjust the audio on my headphones here. There we go. Yep, so I'm just gonna be drawing. Just gonna draw tonight. Let's see, so this is for my 2nd anniversary for my webtoon. Let me move it slightly to the left because I'm noticing a little... There you go. Because my webtoon's actually going to be 2 years old. Yay! Pachi 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 pachi. Wow. I mean, 2 years is like a big deal for me because it's like I wasn't imagining being able to keep doing this for 2 years, much less 1. But the fact I made it to the 2-year mark, whew, is exhausting to think about. There we go. Let me make sure I clean up some of these outlines. Think about all the things I could have done in those 2 years because like I felt like because of the webcomic I was like I sacrificed so much time for it. So like I could have like picked up a game and mastered it, like Apex Legends. I could have put that on my Niji Sanji or Hall Live audition form. I could have said like, hey guys, I'm a Apex legend. I don't really care for the game though. Apex Legends is not my cup of tea. Speaking of cup of tea though, I saw that the new Digimon came out. I remember seeing it at Expo, and I never got a chance to try it because the lines were stupidly long. Like, I would be at the end of the line and I would ask like how long it would take, and they would often tell me it's about like a 2-hour wait. As much as I wanted to try the game out, I didn't have time for it. But the game is now out for everyone. I think it's interesting because, like, when I was a kid, I was actually a bigger Digimon fan than I was a Pokemon fan. Like, I really enjoyed how Digimon had different Digivolutions. I thought the coolest part was when Greymon Digivolved into Skull Greymon instead of Male Greymon in Digimon. I thought it was really cool that way. I mean, like in Pokemon, oftentimes when you see an evolution, you know what you're gonna get. Like oftentimes you evolve a Charmander, it's always gonna be a Charmeleon. You evolve a Koffing, it's always gonna be a Weezing, right? Like there's no mystery to it. But for the Digimon games I did play when I was younger, like Digimon World 1, Digimon World 2, and all the likes, right? Digimon World 3 on the PlayStation 1. Oftentimes like Digivolution was a mystery. You never really knew what you were gonna get, especially in Digimon World 1. That was a lot of fun. Maybe I'll do a Digimon World 1 stream one day. I love that game. I'm just sad they haven't made another game like Digimon World 1. I mean, they have, but, you know, they have, like, I don't know how to put it. Didn't capture the same charm. And I also didn't buy it, so. Sad face. I did remember for a time though, there was like a lot of Digimon games that were exclusive to Japan. And I And like I used to play them on my PSP because my PSP was for lack of a better term, magical. I can't use the H word because H word is banned. Oh, 1 second. Phone message. Let me take a look what this is. Go. Okay. It's like that's working. Just had to check something too. Alright, I'm back. I'm back in Fraction. But I wonder what the new Digimon Survive game is like. I saw that they like advertised it as a tactical game along with visual novel. Like I didn't think visual novel would be such a big selling point for the game, which is interesting because that means that they're selling it on the story. And I don't think, well, at least to me, Digimon never, maybe it has been, but it hasn't been like primarily about the story. I did enjoy the Digimon story though, like the one from the anime. I haven't seen the second anime though, the one that they rebooted, the Digimon anime reboot. It's on my to-watch list, along with everything else I have to do. Feels like as you get older and older, you have less time to do all the fun things you care about. I haven't watched an anime in forever. Help. I need my drip. My anime drip. I can't breathe. No, it's just because it's hot. It's really stupidly hot these days. I swear. The weather... Ooh. Like I posted on Twitter before, like a couple days ago, about my, what's it called, my weather situation. It's like 87 inside the house and 107 outside the house. Temperatures be crazy, I swear. Okay, that's done. Let's do Aine next. Honestly, the weather is like dizzying. Like it's making me feel dizzy too. So hot. I find it interesting though, because I have a friend in Canada. I don't know why I said it like that. I wanted to say Canada, but I didn't know if it meant it was pretty mean to say it like that. But I have a friend in Canada, Canada, and they're talking about weather and how it's hot there, but like their hot weather is about the same temperature as my inside of my house. Hello, welcome to the channel. You are weird. Or you're a weird DK? You're a weird K? I'll just call you weird. How you doing tonight on this fine night? This fine, melting, heated, dying night. Sausage fingers. Think that's on my to-do list, learning how to draw fingers effectively, just like a lot of things are. Speaking of to-do lists, I'm doing good. How are you? I'm doing well. It's hot, but you know, can't really do much about that. That's nature telling me that it's time to melt. It's telling me to go outside and get even burnt to a crisp. If nature really wanted me to go outside, they would have made it this hot. I was just thinking about like, I was just talking about video games and talking about the new Digimon game. I really want to play that new Digimon game. Like I saw it in the expo and it looked really, really fun and exciting. Like I wanted to try it out, but the lines were crazy stupid long for that. I'm kind of curious because they sold it off as a visual novel experience, which means that they must be really confident in their storytelling. And I thought it was interesting too because I'm not too sure too much about the game, but by the looks of it in the Digimon game, like Digivolution is based on moral choices, if I had to guess. I'm not too sure yet because I haven't played it, nor have I seen anything of it. I like to keep my games a mystery, that when I do play it, it's like, oh, I can't believe that happened kind of feeling. Because I was watching a trailer, and I saw this shot where it showed Agumon evolving into Greymon, but I watched another trailer and they showed that same shot, but instead of evolving to Greymon, it evolved into Tyrannomon. And Tyrannomon is a virus type versus Greymon's like vaccine type. So I imagine that there's moral choices you can make in the game that will decide what kind of Digimon you evolve into. I was kind of hoping though for more like a pet raiser though. Like I'm surprised with Digimon's like lack, or like Digimon's full of potential with all kinds of things they could do with their IP, yet they kind of lack the kind of spread that Pokemon has. Like I feel like you could do so much with Digimon, considering how Digimon could digivolve into other things and how there's like so many different Digimon. It feels weird that they don't have as much of a category like Pokemon does. Like Pokemon has Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon has Nobunaga's Quest, Pokemon has Puzzle Quest, all that stuff. And Digimon has done those things, but the thing is they haven't done it as well. Like they even have a card game, but the card game's doing better than it did before, but I remember the card game was dead for the longest time. I want to give that Digimon card game a try though. When I was a kid, like I always wanted to play that Digimon card game, but I could never find a single person, a single soul to play it with. Oof, this heat is dizzying. If I have like a heat stroke or if I collapse on stream, just remember how I lived streaming with Aine on the screen. Okay, let me stretch my legs a little bit. Oh. Gotta keep myself moving. I really can't wait for this hot weather to be over. Speaking of Digimon and Pokemon though, I am still looking forward to that new Pokemon game. I know it's getting a lot of flack, which I mean every Pokemon game seems to get a lot of flack nowadays. But personally I'm pretty excited for like the core concept of the gameplay. Like looking at the gameplay and seeing how they say that you can play with anybody, that's a pretty fun concept, just running around. Even though like maybe you won't be able to like, you know, do too much with other players, if I had to guess. Sort of like how Pokemon Sword and Shield had it when it comes to interacting with players. Just the idea of going on an adventure with a friend could be nice. I really hope they kind of develop that though. You're excited for it, Fall? Yeah, me too. I think as soon as that game comes out, I'm gonna stream it. Like, whenever it comes to Pokemon games though, I'm always weighing whether I should Nuzlocke the game or not. Because like the thing is, like Nuzlocks are fun runs, and I like the idea of naming your Pokemon and like growing an attachment to it. So, but the idea of like not knowing what's ahead can be also scary because like I don't want to wipe and have to quotation marks start the game over again. I'll be honest though, I don't really care for the legendary designs. I do care for like the small starter Pokemons as well as like the small Pokemons in between. But the legendaries are something. I think it's interesting that the themes they went with though, like one's futuristic while one's supposed to be like ancient. But I don't like how they have like a wheel, or at least the red one has a wheel stuck in his chest. It's really, really weird. I hope they do well though, because I know like Pokemon's gonna keep going on, but I hope they like find a core concept that works, because I think Arceus did a really good job with the idea of catching Pokemon. I kind of wish they kind of bring it over. It looks like they did, but it looks like also that you don't catch Pokemon without battling them anymore. Like I remember like in Pokemon Arceus, like Pokemon Arceus, I was literally just a helicopter throwing Pokeballs at anything that moved. It was really, really fun. But it didn't look like that's the same thing in, what's it called? Violet and Scarlet. For those in chat, which starter Pokemon are you interested in? My Pokemon I'm interested in is the, I don't know the name of it, but it's the one that looks like this. I'm gimping it, but I'm pretty sure he looks like this. He looks like a Slowpoke's younger brother. I think it looks like this, right? Something like that. I don't know what his name was. Oh, I dropped all my stuff. I dropped my pen. Nope, I'm good. Look at him. Rah! Watch him evolve into a fighting fire type. Everybody's favorite typing. I don't know why, but I have a hunch that he's not gonna be a fire fighting, but I have a hunch that he might be a fire ground type. Fire ground seems more likely for him, but that's just me. He looks like a ground type to me. I kind of wish they did what like X and Y did when it comes to the typing, because like X and Y had this really unique triangle where it had the fire, grass, water as usual, but it also had like the, when you finally evolved into the final form, their double types are actually weak against each other. Like fire psychic was strong against grass fighting, right? Grass fighting was strong against water dark, and water dark was strong against like fire psychic. It was like a double whammy, which I thought was really cool. Dogra Ninja had Protean and just made it really powerful and broke all the rules. That's the best starting type. I'll be honest, like as much people give flack for these starters, I think they're pretty good. I like the duck with the hat, or like hairdo, the JoJo hair, and I like the cat that looks like Carol from Kiaru from Princess Connect. I kind of hope they do like another typing like that, like how they did in X and Y, but I want them to reverse it because I think it'd be interesting if Pokemon were neutral, right? Because if you had it like this, where it's like fire, grass, water, fire strong against grass, grass is strong against water, water strong against fire, but then you have that outer element, right? Where fire is, say, psychic, right? And that means water would be a fighting type, right? And fighting type and grass type would be a dark type, right? That means even though they're at a disadvantage for their main typing, their secondary typing is good against the reverse, right? Because dark beats psychic, psychic beats fighting, and fighting beats dark, right? So it creates this like double reversal. I think that'd be a really cool concept. I think they did that before. Let me think. Fairy, Ghost, no. What came in Sun and Shield? No, they were just pure in Sun and Shield. What's the next one after Sun and Shield? Arceus? Ghost, fighting. No, Ghost fighting dark? I think it was Ghost fighting dark. But that one still didn't work. Like X and Y was the closest to having that. Game Freak, hire me. I got some ideas for you. Instead of having water, fire, grass, right? You could have flying, fighting. No. Wait. I missed one. Ice? That works, right? Let me see. Ice type, flying type, fighting type. Right? That's gonna be flying beats fighting, fighting beats ice, ice beat. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm a genius. Hire me, Nintendo. Or Game Freak. Hire this man. Oh, and you know what would even make it better? Like, if they had those typings, right, for your starter Pokemon, but then when you get to their final evolution, that's when the water, grass, fire comes back. Oh, that's a unique spin. It's time to make my own Pokemon ROM hack. You know, there was a time that I actually wanted to make a Pokemon ROM hack. Like, I wanted to make a Pokemon ROM hack based on Idolmaster, because like Idolmaster has so many different idols that they kind of like feel like Pokemon at that point. I wanted to, like, I designed the sprites, but turns out designing sprites wasn't the only thing you need to do. Turns out you also need to know how to code the game, which I really sucked at. So the project just got dropped, sadly. And I was working it on my own. Like, making a game on your own is like the hardest thing to do. I really respect those who can make games on their own, like Toby Fox and the guy who made Cave Story, and like Fezman McGee. Things would be a lot different if I could make my own game. Maybe I wouldn't even be drawn. Wasn't Five Nights at Freddy also developed by one person? I'm not too sure. I never actually played that game. It's on my to-do list. Maybe I'll do it for Halloween. I don't do well with scary games though. Like, the moment a scary thing shows up in a game, I start freaking out. I start panicking. I start having heart palpitations. You don't know a lot about Pokemon? That's okay. I'm like a Pokemon professor. I've been playing since like first gen to third gen, then I picked it up again. But I literally have a living Pokedex on my phone. Not like on Pokemon Go, but Pokemon Bank, which means I have one of every Pokemon. I'm intense. Granted though, I stopped doing that around Sun and Shield, so my complete Pokedex is kind of incomplete right now. But once Scarlet and Violet comes out, I'm gonna try to recomplete my living Pokedex. There you go. Speaking of Pokemon though, going on to Pokemon, what's it called? Side games. Pokemon Unite was having this like new second year anniversary, and like I didn't play Pokemon Unite too much, but I did enjoy the game, and every now and then I come back to it to see what they're doing. I think in Pokemon Unite they added like these things called badges or something like that, where it's like a gacha now, where you can gacha for badges. I saw that the backlash was pretty bad. Kind of remind me of like the backlash for Diablo Immortal, because it pretty much gives unfair advantages to people who, well, I mean, I guess it's fair because they pay money, but still, it's unfair for people who don't pay money. Basically gives them unfair advantage. Even though it's like small stat boost, a small stat boost can build up in a battle. I always found that interesting because like, I play Final Fantasy 14, and whenever I see like a potency change, back when I was like new to Final Fantasy 14, I was thinking like, oh, what's it called? Fast Blade, right? Got increased from say 210 damage to 220 damage, right? And you may think, wow, that's only like 10 damage, right? But the thing is, that 10 damage is throughout the whole fight. So even though your DPS is say 1000, if the fight lasts an hour, that can build up to over like 2000 DPS extra. I don't know. But like, small numbers really affects things. I only collected Pokemon cards. I didn't really play in the games. I get ya. I actually collect the Pokemon cards too, and like I'm on this journey. Like I haven't bought any Pokemon cards recently, but whenever I do buy Pokemon cards, I have a binder where I'm trying to collect one of every single Pokemon card. Not like every Pokemon card, but like one of every Pokemon, and put it like in my quotation mark binder Pokédex. As you can tell, I'm the collecting type when it comes to games. Like, I remember seeing this game essay done where it was talking about the different types of players. You have like the griefer, you have the collector, you have the competitor, something else. I forgot what it was, but there was 4 different types. I think it was in MMOs too. I'm the collector type, where if there's something to collect, I'm there. I'm like, wiggity woo! What do I have to do to get you, right? Yes, I do this exact pose. I'm like, boom! Here I am. Give me my Pokeballs. Pokemon binders are best. I getcha. Being able to show off all your favorite cards is really cool. Like I have 2 cards, or I have 2 binders for Pokemon cards. I have one dedicated to holographics, right? So I collect like holographics, both reverse holographic and forward holographic. And I'm trying to get at least one of each. Like that's my second goal, like this weird goal. The other one's like my Pokedex one. Once I collect the Pokedex one, where I have one of every single Pokemon, I'm gonna try to focus on the next project, which is to upgrade them. So it's like, I'm gonna make sure I get a holographic for each one. Like right now, I'm already doing that, where if I find a holographic for a Pokemon card, like whether it's a reverse holographic or a normal holographic, I would toss it in the binder of the Pokedex. The Pokedex binder. Which is a shame, like I never have anyone to show it to. It's like I'm making these collections, like I make a lot of collections, whether it's in video games or in real life, but I never have anyone to show it to. It's like, oh. And when I talk about it with somebody, they're like, oh, that's cool. And they never inquire, they're not like, oh, I wanna see. It's like, I try to hint at it too. It's like, hey, I collect them Pokemon cards. I have like lots of Pokemon cards if you'd like to see. And they're like, cool. So let me tell you about Hunt Showdown. And I'm like, okay. Sad sheep noises. Sad sheep face. Let me go put my sad face on. Oh, that's angry, right? Can get a bit lonely when you're collecting Pokemon cards, especially when you live in an area where not people play it. Like, I actually like the game as much as I do collecting the cards. I know people like dunk on the game because like the EX things, but if you play the game without the EX cards and like those really powerful cards, it's really interesting. Like you have the whole idea of fishing for cards and you have the idea of evolving cards. I really like it. It's like Magic the Gathering except with evolutions. Which makes me want to play Digimon even more. I really just like the idea of Digivolution. Agumon Digivolve to Greymon. None of my friends are nerds like me. Oh, I feel you. I'm vibrating with you, as the kids say. Or is it vibing? I think it's vibing. Vibrating. I like vibrating more. I like to vibrate. I'm totally vibrating with that. It's really interesting too because like when you go to anime expos and such, like there's a lot of people who have that same interest as you. Like they share those interests, whether it's cards or anime or the H word. It's really interesting to find somebody like that. I know like in Anime Expo, the tabletop gaming area has like areas dedicated to Pokemon cards. And they also have like Pokemon card tournaments. At least back then they did. I don't know if they had it this year because I was so busy running around. I didn't have time to stop. My favorite kind of format when it comes to playing Pokemon cards though is drafting. Like the draft, what do they call it? Draft rules? Because part of the fun with Pokemon cards is opening booster packs. I'm not gonna lie. It's not because I'm a gambler. And I don't endorse gambling. But there's nothing like opening a pack of cards, smelling it, and like checking what you got, you know? That's why I really like the draft format versus any other format. And I think the draft format really makes things like really interesting because it creates a new strategy. Oftentimes when it comes to regular formats, you have your cards that you want to use. So it's like, oh, I bring Shaman EX, that way I have my draw power. Oh, I have all these Ultra Balls and Professor Oaks, right? So you have a lot of draw power. But when it comes to like draft phase or the draft format, you often are given only base cards like standard Pokemon, like first level Pokemon, as well as energy cards. And the rest of the cards had to come from booster packs. Like I think you get like, depending on the format, rotation is where you give, you grab one card from a pack and you pass it on. While regular draft, traditional draft format is where you actually get a whole booster pack and you choose the cards from it. But it combines the two favorite things of my two favorite things when it comes to card games, which is playing the game and, well, actually three favorite things: collecting the cards as well as opening booster packs. Because oftentimes after the draft format, you're allowed to keep the cards that you used. Sorry about that. I know like a lot of games online try to emulate that. Like Shadowverse is a card game I used to play. I don't play it as much anymore because ever since I fell off it, it's like the game advanced way too fast for me. Like, I used to play Dimensional Gate, I think? Dimensional Shift? I forgot what it's called. But, like, there was a time where Dimensional Shift was banned to 1 card. But dang, that was so cool. Because Dimensional Shift, for those who never played Shadowverse, Dimensional Shift is a 15 cost card. It takes 15 points to use it. The maximum points you get it's like 10 points, right? But the character you play as has a special effect. Every time you use a spell card, it reduces Dimensional Shift by 1, right? So your goal is to draw a Dimensional Shift as fast as you can, and then after you get Dimensional Shift, you cast as much spells as you can, because you want to reduce it down to either like 2 or 0, because that means if you do that, you could have 3 turns in a row, and oftentimes 3 turns in a row is enough to 1 turn kill your opponent. But it's a late game control deck, which means that in order for you to win, you have to ensure that you shut down your opponent's strategies. It's such a fun deck, and I know people complain about it because it's like, it could turn around any game on the last turn basically. But if you could like rush the deck, oftentimes it's weak against those. Opening booster packs makes me happy. Yeah, it's like that whole like feel when you get gambling. Like gambling is like the same kind of feel, but you know, I'm not saying that, opening booster packs are bad, but I do know what it is, sadly. They want my money. Which is interesting too, because like back then, opening booster packs was like the most practical way to get cards. Either that or going to like a flea market or going to a card shop that sells cards at a good price. But nowadays, you could often find the card that you need for your deck at a TCG website, right? Like TCG Player often sells cards for as low as 40 cents, right? So if you ever need a card for like a deck, it's much more cheaper to buy it there than to open booster packs. So booster packs often nowadays are either for gambling or for just self-pleasure. Like if you ever want to be like professional, or if you ever want to go deep, you often have to make your own deck using TCG prices. Which is nice when you think about it, because back then, card shops used to have a monopoly in a way like that. So whenever you need to buy a card from them, they always price it up. But having an online global market forces prices to drop. Both a good and bad thing, because that means like oftentimes your cards lose value. Because I don't think like Charizard, like first edition Charizard, will be as expensive as it is today. Speaking of expensive, I need to go to an idle meeting. I'll be right back. In other words, I need to use the bathroom. Bathroom break, be right back. Drank too much water. Whee! I am back. Oh, I almost set this. Whoops, sorry, my bad. I put the wrong screen up and music started flaring out. Alright. Remember, stay hydrated. In hot weathers like this, it's important to drink water. Oftentimes I don't like to drink this much water before stream. That way I could avoid using the bathroom in the middle of stream. But boy, was it hot. Like, it's dizzying levels of hot. Like, I'm getting close to collapsing levels of hot. Even now, I have like a towel on my neck, so make sure that you stay safe, friends. Drink water, make sure to stay cool in these hot temperatures. Buy yourself a desk fan. Donate your Aka super chats. Thank you for the Aka. You know, I always want to say that. One day I'll be able to say that. I want to say thank you for the Aka. For those who don't know what that means, it's like referring to YouTube, where super chats are split by color. Even if on Twitch, like even if something happens that like I get a donation or something, I'm gonna still say thank you for the Aka. I just like the way it sounds. VTubers, am I right? There you go. Speaking of VTubers, tomorrow, I know on my stream schedule for tomorrow, I said I was gonna play VR chat, but there's gonna be a change in schedule because I was talking to some people on Discord, and I managed to join a collab. So for the collab, it's gonna be Minecraft. Yay! Minecraft. I'll be honest, I don't play Minecraft that often. Like, I only got back into it recently, so I don't know anything of the new update. So I think it'll be an interesting experience playing on a multiplayer server with other players. Like I'm a big Minecraft noob. Nublet. That said though, back when I played it long ago, I didn't really get that far. I think I got as far as finding diamonds and like building a cool house, but I never like did anything else beyond that. Like I didn't find any different biomes. I never fought the Nether dragon. Like I explored the Nether, but I never actually like found the Nether dragon. I have no idea where to find that. Like I could obviously look up a guide online, but I wasn't gonna try to. I wanted to try to see if I could discover it on my own, or have somebody teach me how to do it. I think that's the fun thing about games, self-discovery or having somebody else teach you. Like I know a lot of times too in like MMOs especially, they always expect you to watch a video beforehand and like say like you need to know the content kind of thing. But I think there's something fun about learning the content before you or without knowing anything. That said, I can understand the whole idea of like MMO rating because you want to be efficient with your time. But for games like Dark Souls and like Elden Rings, which I haven't played yet, I like to make it into a learning experience. Like every time I die, I'm thinking like, how could I do better there? Speaking of which, I gotta get Elden Ring. Like I missed the hype train for it, but I kind of want to play it. The only thing I'm sad about missing the hype train is that there's not going to be as much people invading and helping. Like oftentimes I do play that game solo, so if I fight a boss, I don't go back and look for somebody to help me. I try to beat this solo before I call for help or do it online. I think there's something fun too about soloing in Dark Souls. It's the same reason why I like solo in Monster Hunter. I feel like it's a good test of your skills and reflexes. A test of your reflexes, as Xenos would say. One day I'll play Elden Ring though. I wonder if that game's gonna get like DLC. I know like Dark Souls got a bunch of DLC. 2 DLCs? 3 DLCs? Oh, sorry about that. I hope Elden Ring gets that same support. I got pretty good at Dark Souls 3 though. Like I remember I was able to solo the Dragon King. Like he was supposed to be like the super difficult like extra boss because he has 2 phases. But, or was it 3 phases? I think it was 3 phases. But I remember I was able to solo him. It was a lot of fun. I think the thing is too, like Dark Souls 3, while people did say it was easier, I think the refinement is what made it more fun. Because I know like in Dark Souls 1, I haven't played Dark Souls 2, like oftentimes when I dodged something, if I still got hit, it kind of bothered me. Because it's like, it kind of bothered me because like, I couldn't figure out the invincibility frames in Dark Souls 1. But like in Dark Souls 3, there was so much more invincibility frames on the dodge roll. It felt more intuitive. And it's like, oh, this is natural because my dodge roll is in this phase, which means I know these are my invincibility frames. So I had a lot easier time going through Dark Souls 3 than I did Dark Souls 1. Granted, Dark Souls 1 was still an enjoyable experience, but like between Dark Souls 1 and 3, I still enjoyed 3 the most. If you fight a boss with someone, the boss's health doubles. That's true. I guess that's also adds to the difficulty. But personally, I do like the idea because like when you solo a boss, oftentimes they're focused on you. So if you know how to read their moves, like, oh, he's winding up, I better dodge backwards. Oh, he's moving left, I better move to the right, right? Because he's targeting you, you often have the most obvious tells, which forces you to kind of learn the patterns. When it comes to doubles or even like triples in Elden Ring, or not Elden Ring, but Dark Souls and like online Dark Souls games, the boss often randomly targets people. The only time I do think that like doubles and triples like really help is when there's like 2 bosses. Like, oh boy, was Smog? Coughing? No. Smog and Ornstein from what's it called, Dark Souls 1. I found that battle to be incredibly hard because while I can predict their patterns, they moved independently, which made it harder to kind of dodge them. Like that was one of the few fights that I decided not to solo. I was like, nope, I'm gonna find somebody, whether it's the NPC or another player. Oh, there was a sound from outside. I do want to play like a whole Dark Souls game though with somebody. I know like Elden Ring had that patch, or not patch, but that like mod, where it allowed you to play with another player and stay with another player throughout the whole time. I don't know why Elden Ring hasn't done that. I get like maybe it'll curb the difficulty and maybe like make it a lot easier because you're able to communicate with a friend. But at the same time, you know, I think it's kind of fun going on this like hair-rising journey together with a friend. That way you can yell at them when they mess up. You'll get the MMO mentality. It's like, it's not my fault, it's your fault. And they'll be like, no, you didn't heal me. There's no healers in this game. Tank, pull aggro, please. Tank pulled too big. I'm an avid MMO person. Let me see, I might need to make Aine a little bigger. There's like a big gap here. We'll see. Let me put Remy in here. There we go. Let me go clean up the sketch. You know what sucks though when it comes to playing games like Elden Ring and such? Like, I'm a big fan of VTubers. Like, that's why I became a VTuber myself when I was Little Sheep, which was just pretty much about a year ago. But I'm a big fan of VTubers, so oftentimes when, like, the last few months, I noticed a lot of VTubers were playing Elden Ring, and I've been resisting getting spoiled because, like I said, to me, a lot of charm comes from experiencing the fight the first time. If I see someone else do the fight, then it's gonna be like, bam, spoilers, I know what to do. But because I didn't want to watch the fights, oftentimes I didn't get to watch my favorite people. Oh, thank you for following! You gotta go? Have a nice stream? You too! Well, not like have a nice stream, you know. Have a good day! Have a good night! Have a good, wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And thank you for following! I hope to see you another time, friend. Welcome to the Sheepcast. Oh, that's a good name, Sheepcast. Kind of like that actually. Let me write that down. I didn't know like what to name my group. Whether it should be like my fan group. I like Sheepcast. Okay. I know Sheeple's like a simple one, but Sheepcast sounds cool. Or maybe like welcome to the sheep pen. Yeah, we're like a pen of sheep. We're all sheeples here. That's the sound of me slapping my thigh. Speaking of thighs, I like how I gotta maybe do something about my mic. That way it doesn't capture all the small sound effects. But speaking of thighs, right? Because it has nothing to do with thighs, I just want to like segue into it. There's a game on the phone that I got into recently. Like, I don't know how many people here heard of the game, but the game is called Octopath Traveler. It was basically Square Enix's like love letter to past RPG games. Like, I'm a big avid fan of RPG games. Like, I really enjoyed Final Fantasy games and Breath of Fire, Super Mario RPG, like those turn-based traditional JRPG games, right? Octopath Traveler was basically like a love letter to it because it was taking that old pixel graphics, putting a really cool spin on it where it made it like into like this 3D, 2D, Suedo kind of look. And basically like modernize it in a way. But going off that, like they released a mobile game, which surprisingly wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Because whenever you think about mobile games, you often think about like how much money are they going to extort from you? How many packs can they sell you? How many waifus can they release in 1 year, right? How fast can we ruin our game? Speedrun to closure. You see, oftentimes gacha games follow that same solution or same formula. Ooh, sorry, the heat is like hurting my throat. But you often see gacha games follow that formula, right? Even look at Diablo Immortal that released recently. It really followed that really heavy gacha exploitive kind of gameplay. You see it too in like Genshin Impact as well, but while Octopath does have its gacha, I found it interesting how available, I guess that's the best term I could use here, available the game is. Because the game actually felt like an Octopath Traveler game. Like, full in story, full in characters, full in gameplay. Like, it was literally Octopath Traveler 2. With gacha, of course, but so far I haven't felt the need to gacha. Like, I mean, like oftentimes you gacha for waifus, but oftentimes games also try to get you to gacha because like the content gets too hard and you need a certain character. I haven't felt the need just yet for it. I imagine maybe there'll be a time for it, but so far my point in the game, which is the beginning, the game's been pretty friendly to me. But then again, I'm still in the honeymoon period. And so far in the honeymoon period, I could tell you right now, my biggest gripe with the game is the loading times. Why does it take like up to 30 seconds to 45 seconds for the game to load up at start? Why does it take up to 5 to 10 seconds to navigate through menus? Like, I don't think the original Octopath Traveler game was like that, nor do I think any other gacha game has that kind of lag. Like, the most I could think of was like maybe 1 second for lag. Because like oftentimes like gacha games have to be quick, right? They gotta make sure they got your attention. They gotta keep changing menus. That way you can get that dopamine rush. Whew, I need that dopamine, right? But Octopath Traveler seems to really have loading issues, and I won't say like interferes with the dopamine, but it doesn't interfere with the experience of like playing the game. It's like this, imagine like you play Final Fantasy, I don't know, 7, Final Fantasy 6, right? And you open the menu, and before, like while you're opening the menu, it takes 6 seconds for everything to load up, right? Considering how often you open the menu, that really adds up, because within 10 opens, doing some math here, some quick math, I'm a mathematician now. Within 10 openings of the menu, you already wasted 1 minute. And considering RPGs are literally built on menus, you're literally going to be running through menus, that really eats up a lot of time. Like, I would like that game a lot more too if it was like more optimized. I was reading online to see what people are saying, and there doesn't seem to be a fix to it. It seems like it's a constant issue, especially in Japan, since the game did release in Japan first. And you'd think that they would fix it. I do like that game though. The game has like this beautiful art style. It has like all these cool like what's it called? Characters you can see. Good game. 10 out of 10. Well, maybe not 10 out of 10. I remember the original Octopath Traveler 2. Like, that game was really fun. I like the whole idea of being able to default your items. Or not. Wait, was it called default? No, I think that's Bravely Default. Like, not items, but like, you could brave your attacks or action it. I forgot what the term was they used in the game. Which forces you to use more points. Not like MP or SP or anything, but it's like basically like points that build up. So like you could turn one attack to like 6 attacks. It's really cool. I remember for a time, as soon as I got that game, I was so compelled by the story. Like, that was all I did day and night. I can't do that nowadays because of how many obligations I have, but still. Back when I was a younger sheep, when I was a sheeple, right? I played that game day and night. And the gameplay loop, you know, was good, but I didn't like how like that game had like basically it was on rails because it's like you go in one area and the whole story takes place in that one area. There wasn't much interaction between characters beyond like those small skits too, like those Tales of Abyss skits. It would have been really interesting to see if there was multiple characters interacting, if I remember correctly. Like having like more than like the 2 or 3 skits where they have all 4 characters interacting. It was cool to see what they had to say to each other, but it would have been cool to see like what they would have done in cutscenes. I found it interesting, it's like because like technically the game treats it as if you were just one person in the story. It's like, oh, I see you came along, Tressa. Meanwhile, you have like 8 party members right behind you. But boy, does the music really rock in that game. Oh, I love the music in that game. It's always so cool when the motif like transitions too, from like the cutscene music, and then it transitions into the boss music. Because it always has like the did it, do, and then it transitions to boss music. No matter whose theme song plays, it transitions so well. Give that man a raise, hire that man. Or woman, I don't know who made the music for Octopath Traveler. Honestly, I want to get into music making. There's so much things to do that I want to do in life. Just not enough time. I mean, literally, I'm making a webcomic. I'm a colorist. I have my day job. I'm a VTuber. And now I want to get into music. I want to sing for you guys. We're going to have karaoke nights. It'll be great. Let's get down to business. I'm glad nobody's here to hear my singing song. Or my singing voice, though. I'm a bit embarrassed. Hazekashi! I like how Remy's design has changed over time. She used to be a lot more simpler. If anything, Remy's design has changed the most of all of the characters. Like, Aine has like some design changes in it, but most of those design changes I made were, you know, since the beginning of the game, or beginning of the story, not game, since the beginning of my webcomic. But Remy, I constantly been changing like what's it called? Been constantly changing her design as the story goes on. The only thing that stayed consistent is her bust size. I'm Seiso. Hi Seiso, I'm Alan. Alan la 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 fell. It was always kind of embarrassing though, like it's always embarrassing to draw a bus. I've never been good at drawing bus, and it's probably because I don't have a bus myself. How can I draw something I've never seen before? Stupid fly. damn say-so. There's only two types of say-so. Those who say they're say-so, and those who are openly not say-so. I'm the latter. Whew. Getting exhausted because of this hot temperature. I'm mentally drained. My crops are not watered. My brain is now sullied. My nails have been grown out. Alright. Almost there. Then I'm gonna ink it, then I'll color it. Luckily my coloring is not too complicated for these kind of pictures, so I might be able to get through it really quickly. I do want to improve my coloring though, my rendering abilities. I found it interesting because I find a lot of things interesting. I am interesting. There's a lot of things interesting. Interesting. But at the expo, I remember they were talking about my action story. Like the biggest thing they talked about was rendering. How they said like, in order to make something look really cool and actiony, you gotta really put some render into it. If anything, that's my biggest weakness. My kryptonite. My vagabana. Cute. Sorry if I make like bumping noises on my desk. I wiggle a lot, especially when it's hot. What was that? What was that? Was that my watch? Oh, maybe it was my watch. One second, I gotta charge my watch. Smart watches, am I right? What was that? Oh, that was my iPad ticking. You know, I didn't really care for smartwatches. Like, it was really cool being able to get messages, especially in the expo, because oftentimes my phone was in my pocket. But beyond that, like, I haven't really found much use for my watch. I guess it's pretty cool that it reminds me about, like, exercising and stuff. But sometimes I wonder how accurate it is, because sometimes I'll go like 3 hours without like taking a break, and it doesn't tell me to stand up, but then it's like suddenly like I stand up, then 5 minutes later it tells me to stand up again. I'm not too sure how that thing works. Speaking of breaks, I'm gonna take a 5-minute. Remember gamers, it's always important to take 5-minute breaks in between hours. Let me go ahead and stretch my palms. Remember gamers to stay hydrated as well. If you can't hear me, I'm doing some sippy. Since nobody is here though. So I was watching Nichi-sanji and there's this one pickup line that I really thought was stupid that Lyra said. I always want to say it, and because nobody's here I get to say it. Let me see if I remember. Hey girl, are you from Mississippi? Because you're the only miss I want to sippy your piss. What? I think I messed that up. Let me see. While I'm on my little gamer break, I wanna take a look. Give me a second, I wanna find this video. Okay, my phone's running out of battery too. Let me see. I wanna be able to tell this joke. Mississippi, Alira. I swear those Niji Sanji girls are like so yabai. They're the opposite of Hololive. I really enjoy both of them though. Like I know there's a war going on between the two, but I like them both. Let me see. I'm gonna play it off. Let me see. I gotta play it off before somebody comes. I have only 3 minutes left of my break too. Why isn't this video loading? Hurry up. They're looking at me. Their eyes are on me. I can see them. I can feel them. The eyes of the many. The eyes of nobody. Anonymous beyond. Looking yonder. As they stare into my soul of many eyes. Many personalities and many types. All laughing. Wait, here we go. The video finally loaded up. I hope you like my poetry. Here we go. Let me see. So she said... Where is it? Come on. You're the only miss who's pissed. I want a sippy. There we go. Are you from Mississippi? Because you're the only miss. Wait, I forgot already. I feel like Rosemi. Girl, are you from Mississippi? Because you're the only miss who's pissed. I want a sippy. No longer say so, but nobody's here to see it. Nobody needs to know. This is just a secret between you and me, nobody. Alright, let's get back to outlining. Oh wait, no, there's 2 more minutes. Alright, remember, it's always important to stand up, stretch your legs. When you're sitting down for a long time, you gotta make sure blood's flowing, friends. Along with water breaks and hand breaks. Especially if you're an artist and gamer. Last thing you want to get is carpal tunnel. Carpal tunnel with an H. Can't see it right now, but I'm like shaking my little sheep hips. I'm shaking left and right like Subaru. Boop, 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 boop. I heard a sound from the outside the window and I thought somebody was there watching me. Maybe I should close my window. 1 second. I'm just gonna mute myself for a bit while I close that window. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I think it's been 5 minutes. Okay, back to drawing, friends. It's always important to get back on task too, which is always hard to do when you're doing something, like say you're trying to finish up a project or something. In this case, finish a drawing. It's always hard to get back on task to get things done. It's so easy to get off task. For those who don't understand, allow me to explain. So, I have used the term off task. Off task refers to the 2 words that make it up. The word off and the word task. Task refers to the idea of being able to complete certain goals in mind. Off means to be off kilter, off center, or for something to be off. The joke here is that talking about being off task is a play on the term because the title of the story that I'm drawing this picture from is called Off Task, thus creating this pun-like situation. Check out Off Task. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell on Off Task. In fact, don't I have a picture here that I could toss in with me? I thought I had something, like a little animation of some sort. I want to put an Aine here somewhere. Let me see. Maybe I should get that ready next time though, but I want to put something here. Do I not have a drawing of Aine? I want an Aine drawing really quick. Give me a second, friends. Give me a second, all 0 of you. I'm gonna add me a Aine. You can't stop me, don't stop me. I got this. I don't got this, apparently. Do I have an Aine GIF? I thought I had an Aine GIF, but I guess I don't. Guess I don't have an Aine gift. Oh wait, I do have this though, let me see. Is this a PNG? Oh, this is not a PNG. But it is a PSD file, or Clip Studio file. Fire? Okay. Let me go ahead and adjust this really quick. I want to have like an Aine GIF here. Or not Aine GIF, but like at least Aine. There you go. Okay. There we go. Let's save that. Let's put that here. Image. Okay. There we go. Look at her. Isn't she? Oh, she's humongous. She's among us, humongous among us. There we go. Look at my co-host. It's Aine. She's a bit shy though. There you go. There you go. You can tell this picture was not meant for a small scale. Oh no. There we go. There we go. Okay, make her a little bit bigger. Put her behind me, right? Let's give her a little hat too. I want to give Aine a little hat. I should have done this during my break. Let's see. There we go. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. There you go. Look how cool she is now. There you go. My co-streamer, Aine. Welcome, Aine. VOD mute. I don't understand how VOD mutes work. Like, I am completely new to the VTuber scene, but I hear like whenever a song plays that you don't want people to hear, or at least a song that belongs to somebody else, oftentimes you want to, you know, avoid like letting that play out, because apparently like it mutes your VOD, or even worse, gets your channel banned. I had to learn that eventually. I had to see what that means. But look at my gangster co-host, Aine. I should make one with Remy too. That way I have both Aine and Remy. Speaking of littering your overlays, that's one way to put it. Have you guys ever seen the thing that other people have? Stream avatars? Like, I saw what that looks like, and it's actually pretty cool, but it looks like a cluster. Like, cluster F, you know? Because like, for those who don't know, Stream avatars is basically like this program on Steam. I don't know how it's gonna work, but basically, it creates an overlay that drops like little characters onto the screen. And while that is a cool and fun concept, I feel like it really kind of destroys the pace of the screen. Because it becomes too busy. I say as I put Aine in a hat right next to me. But the difference is Aine's cute. Look how cute she is, right? She's singing you guys a song. You guys just haven't opened your hearts to listen to it though. Open your hearts and you'll hear the song. I wonder what's like with like VODs, or at least like what do they call it? Copyright strikes and such, like copyright music. and being indie, am I twice as lucky twice as lucky? Am I twice as lucky to get banned? I play a song that's a Vocaloid song and then they're like, bam, we heard you infringing on Hatsune Miku copyright. And they pull out like their batons and start hitting me. Twitch police. Why do they call them Twitch police? Because they police on the Twitch. But gosh, it's lonely in here. I want someone to say at least that's a bad joke or something. You know what I was thinking about? Because like I was looking at Twitter this morning and I saw like the fun things that Desmond from Hollow Stars post. And it made me realize that I kind of need to use Twitter more. I'm kind of like Vesper in a way because like I don't know how to use Twitter. Like I know how to do things on Twitter, but I don't know what's the social norms for Twitter. Like what's the social rules? Especially when it comes to tweeting, retweeting, and like liking something. Like, is it fine for me to like 1,000 different artwork? Because like I don't know if it shows up on other people's feed. It's like, hey, we know you follow Alan LaFell. Look what Alan LaFell's been looking at. Then you see this like raunchy picture that I was looking at earlier. I don't want them to know that. But on the opposite end too, it's like I don't want to be rude and impolite. Like I know there's like retweeting and liking, but do people get offended if you retweet a lot of things? Like I don't think the person that made the art would be offended, but I'm thinking about followers because like honestly I don't know what to talk about on Twitter. Like I'm not too much of an open person unless I know you in real life. Like if I know you sitting right here next to me, I could open myself like a book. I'll tell you my age, my name, my history. But then like if you're online, it's like, hi, I'm Alan LaFell. I'm green. I have no brain cells. Herka durka durka durk. I need like some sort of Twitter guide. Maybe I could make that a stream into something. Figuring out how to Twitter. I need like a tweet expert. A VTube manager. What should I tweet today, VTube manager? I see that as a thing too. With the growing market of VTubers, like I imagine there's gonna be like people who like house themselves as VTuber managers. It's kind of interesting to see, honestly, the idea of VTuber managers. Heyo! Welcome to the chat, Kelpie. I think it'd be a lot of fun to have a VTube manager though. Somebody being able to like direct you on what to do. Especially with Twitter. Especially with Twitter. Honestly, I wish I knew what to tweet. Twitter etiquettes. People say there is none, but I don't want to be rude. Whoops, I accidentally bumped my mic. I should do something about my pop filter. My pop filter is like hanging really low. I keep bumping my head or hand on it. Speaking of social media though, Twitter has no manners? Yeah, I guess that's true, but I want to be polite still. Like, just because the world doesn't do good things doesn't mean I should do bad things. Wait, no, that's generalizing. But just because Twitter does a lot of bad things, no. Just because people are rude on Twitter doesn't mean I should be rude. I'm too shy though. I'm really shy when it comes to posting things. I'm not too sure what to say, honestly. Like, I want to say more things to people. Once I finish this, hopefully I can get started coloring. Looking at time, going so slow. This heat sapping my strength. My legs breaking. Say something embarrassing to break the ice? I do. Like every now and then I try to make a stupid post, but nobody ever seems to notice it, like, or even reply. So that's why I'm wondering, like, how can I use Twitter effectively? Like I make stupid comments on a lot of people's stuff. But I never seem to like understand because like a lot of times it feels like I'm shouting to the air. It doesn't seem like anyone really sees the tweet. So part of me doesn't feel like it's kind of worth it when you kind of tweet something and nobody really notices it. That's why I've been just using Twitter for art stuff. Which makes sense, I guess, because a lot of people have millions of fans. So it's either like you're big or you're not. I just post art. Yeah, I getcha. But I want to get more involved with Twitter, because especially as a VTuber, I want to try to make more connections with people. Kind of gets lonely when you think about it as a VTuber. Oftentimes you're doing all your own stuff, like assets and like streams, things like that. It'd be nice to kind of make some other friends who you can like do things together with. Especially like, I just want to at least have enough people to do a Zatsudan. I think it'd be pretty fun to do a Zatsudan. Just being able to talk to people and chat and just bouncing off them. I think it'd be pretty fun. Zatsudan, which is a really cool word too. What does Zatsudan mean? I'm not too sure the official meaning, but Zatsudan is just like what's it called? Zatsudan is basically a chatting stream. Basically just chat with other people. Oftentimes it's like telling stories to other people or answering marshmallows. Which is like basically a lot of things that like come from the Japanese culture of VTubers. Because the marshmallows are like this, basically they're like anonymous questions in a way. So it's like people can ask you questions and you kind of just answer them on stream. I think that'd be a lot of fun to do. Just being like this kind of storyteller in a way. But it's really hard to tell stories when, you know, sounds fun? Yeah. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll be able to do a Zatsudan stream. I want to Zatsudan them. I wonder though, because like Twitch VTubers are a lot different in a way. Because I know like V-Shoujo originates from Twitch. And I noticed like, then again, I haven't watched too many VTubers on Twitch. But I noticed a lot of the like Twitch or the YouTube culture from Twitch. It's a lot different from the YouTube culture of VTubers. Oh man, I messed that sentence up hard. Let me try that again. I know the VTuber scene on Twitch is a lot different from the VTuber scene on YouTube. Especially like with their kind of culture of emotes. I remember like whenever I see like a Twitch channel, like sometimes when I jump in it, like some of the biggest responses are just Kappa face, or Pog. I'm pogging. Luca, I'm pogging. Are you proud of me? I'm pogging. Speaking of Luca Kaneshiro. I was watching a video of his. Well, I mean, it's his fans, but they made like a compilation. It was actually really neat because like he was doing like voice stuff, like voice impressions. And he has like a voice impression for his quotation mark sister because he doesn't actually have a sister, but he pretends he has a sister. And it's always really neat to listen to his voice impression because he sounds like a girl. Like when he puts on his Lucy voice, He 100% sounds like a girl. I don't know how he does it. I don't know if he has like voice filters on or anything, or if he's just adjusting the tone of his voice, but it's crazy how good he is at that. That guy has some really good talents when it comes to voice impressions. Try it? Try what? That'd be really interesting to do a voice impression like that. Sound like a girl? Oh no, my voice is too deep and nasally. The highest I could go is like, let me see. Ah, 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 ah. Like, at that point when I get to the high note, I start sounding like a dying cat. Let me sit up though, let me sit up. Let me use all my voice lessons I've learned. So, I adjust my throat. I sit in my chair with my bottom tightly packed into it. I sit up straight. I talk from my diaphragm? I talk from my diaphragm, my stomach, rather than from my throat. Ah, 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 ah. I messed that up. Ah, ah, ah. Hey guys! This is how. Oof. I can't do it. I can't do it. Hey boys. Hey. I think it just takes practice though. I don't have the voice for it, sadly. You see? I definitely want to do some voice training though. There's a lot of things I want to do. I feel like when it comes to VTubing, one of the most important aspects is the voice. Try again. Hey! Hey! Hey, boy! Ooh. Hey, boy! I can't go that high. It hurts my throat too. I could go lower. Like, I remember back when I was in like sheep high school. Like, my friends and I went out Christmas caroling to the Walmart. Time to clip. I'm too lazy to clip. I wish I had a clipper. I'll have to make my clip myself. But back in high school, I had a bunch of friends that I went Christmas caroling with at Walmart, and we would sing Christmas caroling. At first, like, I refused, but they said, "Alan, you have a deep voice," and I'm like, "What?" I don't know if I really have a deep voice. I don't know how deep my voice can go. Huh? Okay, I guess I'll have to do that later. Oh. Hey boys, what's going on? Don't hit on me, silly boys. Tee hee. Ara ara. Do you want dinner, bath, or wa ta shi? Wink. Ara ara. I had to write that down in my edition, voice impressions. The only voice I can do is a toad voice, if I remember. Hey Mario! Let's talk about video game. I think everyone could do a gremlin toad voice. Super Mario Kart! Whee! I can't do that with a straight face though. I need to practice. Toad voices curse. Gosh. Gee, Mickey. The door of the darkness. I can't even do that. Voice impression stream when? Maybe one day. One day. There we go. The trio is here. The sloth of good fortune. The overworker of miasma. And Mayo. I was hoping you did some really cool titles, but it reminded me. Oh, I hope you guys can't hear my phone. Let me go mute that. Cute, not as cute as you, chatter. This is what I Cabadon. Cabadon. Chat. You're too cute. Look at me in the eye. Okay, time to clean it up. I'm wondering though if I should rearrange it though. There's like a gap in the middle. In fact, I think I didn't finish up Remy's hair. No, I did. I guess it's not as spread out as I thought it would be. Maybe I should make like, let me see. Male's pretty big, so I should make Remy and Aine slightly bigger. Like maybe 10% bigger. Oh no, that's not 10% bigger, that's 10%. Where's the aspect ratio? There we go. Is that good size? No, not her head's massive. Look, wait, what was that video? Look at Haggard? Haggard? What's that guy from Harry Potter? Look, Haggard. I'm massive. I saw this video where it's like this guy who has glasses like Harry Potter, and he has like this kind of Harry Potter look to him, but he was really, really buff. And he had like the same voice as Harry in a way, and he was like pointing at his muscles and it was like talking to like he was talking to the camera, like, look, Haggard. Massive. I don't want to say the F word, I'm say so. But he was basically like saying how big he was, how muscly he was. That video lives rent free in my head. Let me see if I can find that line actually. Let me see. I want to play that line. That silly dumb line. You need to watch Harry Potter? I haven't watched anything of Harry Potter. Okay. Let me go mute my music really quick. I want you guys to listen to this. Wait a second. That's not it. Look. Haggard? What's his name? Let's see. Harry Potter big guy? That's what I know. Here we go. Hagrid. It was Hagrid. Look, Hagrid. They're massive. Let me see. Here we go. Harry Potter.
Check out the newest Hogwarts uniform.
I hope you guys can hear this.
Fucking amazing. Hagrid, check it out.
In fact, let me go show the video. I think the video adds to it. So let me go, don't look at my tabs. Don't look at my H word. Check it out, Hagrid. Massive. Okay, there we go. Let me go full screen. Check this out.
Check out the newest Hogwarts uniform. It's fucking amazing. Hagrid, check it out. I'm fucking massive, mate. Fucking huge, mate. So just finished training at the gym. Trained my biceps today with Hagrid. Massive shout out, the dude is an animal and knows how to lift a weight.
That's all I wanted. I just wanted to say that, you know, look Hagrid. I'm massive. Boy, Harry Potter. His eyebrows. Boy, Harry, you really hit the gym, didn't you? Let me go close it. I don't like how he's looking at me. Like, I put the window aside, like I tossed it to the side like my dirty laundry, but now it's just staring back at me. I gotta close it. It bothers me. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Hagrid. Massive. Wonder what I would look like that massive. Time to draw myself, my VTuber, as a massive unit. You know what else lives in my head? Like, I didn't realize, like, I heard about it recently, and I remember it from like the video with Gura, the animation of Gura, where it shows her with the pizza in the bathtub, and it was like, it's like, this isn't a beach, this is a bathtub. I didn't know where that came from until I heard it again from somebody else, and I looked it up. Let me just say, don't look it up. This isn't a beach, this is a bathtub. It was by that one guy that makes really cool animations. Would have thought that came from something you're not supposed to talk about. The P word. That one I can't show on the stream. Then again, I think they posted it on YouTube. Not like the whole video, but at least like the whole like what's it called? The oh, what's the word I'm looking for? The line. Let me place that line. Once again, I delve into YouTube. I'm getting distracted. Last thing. Let's see. This isn't a bathtub. Wait, no, this isn't a beach, it's a bathtub. This guy made a Guitar Hero chart for it.
I see you don't have a lifeguard here at your beach.
I'm not at the beach, this is a bathtub.
This is a bathtub.
No body of water is...
It's like the one that Gura said.
We're going to the beach. It's the beach episode.
Beach episode.
This isn't the beach, this is a bathtub.
I swear that line is like everywhere. I didn't realize. Everybody's saying that line. Sometimes you don't want to go into the rabbit hole though. Taught me a lesson. Sometimes you don't need to look things up. Because you never know what you're gonna find on the other side. This isn't a beach, it's a bathtub. Now that I think about it, it's like midway through summer. Something I shouldn't have looked up. It's like midway through summer and I haven't drawn a swimsuit pic this whole time. I want to, but I'm a little embarrassed, honestly. I'm embarrassed of drawing swimsuits. Sometimes I go a little too far with my swimsuits without realizing it. Maybe one day I'll build up the confidence to draw a swimsuit again. Can't remember it though, that happens. The internet is full of scary things. This is a line? Yeah, this is a line that I need to erase. No, I don't. No. Okay. Wait, that's not what I want to erase. Intense focus and drawing. Colonel. He's drawing. Colonel, what is he doing? Snake. He's starting to believe. Okay, did I clean everything up? Okay. Looks like it. Now I just have to clean up even more. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Let's see. There we go. Look at Aine, isn't she cute? I like how I don't think much people know how to pronounce the name Aine when I think about it. You can read into the story and you see it like A-I-N-E. Your first instinct is to say A-N-Ain, right? But yeah, it's actually Aine because of the Japanese phonetics. It's a very unique name too. You don't often hear the name Aine. Okay. How do you like your sandwich, Aine? I hate it when I like fact, maybe I should just flatten the layers. Let me make a copy, and I'll flatten the layers. That way I can clean it up. Just like life. Hey, where's my flattened layer? Here it is. First layer. Alright. Why is Aine a redhead? Why isn't she a redhead? I think orange matches her. Like, oftentimes orange is like an energetic color. Kinda wish there was more people that know my story so I could ask them the question. I want to do like a poll, but I want to ask who's your favorite character in the story. I'm kinda curious to see what people say. I want to see. It does match her? I guess it does. Porca na porca. Porca na porca. Chat, who is your favorite character from the hit series Canvas story? Coming soon to a book near you, Offtask. You love them all? Such a cop-out answer. You gotta pick one. You have a gun. You could choose only one of them. Wait, no, that's reverse. You have a bouquet of flowers. You can only pick one of them. Who do you give? There we go. Clean it up. I hope people like my characters. I'm always worried that people like don't like certain things about them. Hey, Cody. Looks like she needs it the most. Don't say it like that. How are you doing tonight, Cody? I'm just coloring my webcomic 2nd anniversary drawing. But I just noticed Aine's blocking the words. How selfish of you, Aine. Nobody's gonna know. 2nd anniversary of what? 2nd anniversary of Offtask. Heh. For those who don't know, I'm a comic artist, webtoon artist, manga artist, whatever you like to call me, for the story Offtask. I'm fine, but constantly getting headaches. Oh no! Maybe you should get some rest. Is it caused by the heat? Because I know the heat's been causing me some headaches. Like, I swear this heat is like killer. I wouldn't be surprised if something happens. Global warming! Yeah, but I want to be here. Oh, thank you, Cody. Or having a wet paper towel, or not paper towel, having a wet towel and putting it on your head actually helps. You see it in anime so often where they take a wet towel and put it on their head, but, you know, you never think if they'll work. I stay up late. It's 4 AM. Go to sleep, my friend. Well, I do enjoy your company. That's probably the reason why you have a headache. You'd be surprised, actually. Like, sometimes, like, sleep can heal a lot of things. Like, I remember watching a video on YouTube, or listening to it at least, and they're talking about, like, one of the superpowers that humans have is sleep, right? Because, like, during that time of sleep cycle, your body processes everything that you learned, right? Causing you to remember things, but it also works as a way to kind of heal your body. Are you winning, son? No, I'm not winning. I'm losing. Hey, Doc, how are you doing? Ooh. What you up to tonight? Oh, Doc, have you heard of Sokon? My mic is so good, is it? Thank you. I was always worried about my mic quality. Thank you for following. Oh, look, the hat has a little emoji bubble. Ain't no son of mine. Then goodbye. Sokon? Yeah, Sokon. You know. S-A-W-C-O-N. Sokon. Have you heard of it, Doc? cute Remy is. Alright, I think I got it. I might have to enhance the outlines, but that'll come later. No, I have not heard of SaltCon. Interesting, because the SaltCon is coming to a town near you. It's like this convention for Sauls. What are you drawing? I'm drawing. Basically, my webcomic is on its 2nd anniversary, so I'm drawing like an anniversary drawing for my comic as a celebration. 2 years is a big achievement in my opinion. Comic, can you read it? Yeah. Let me go pull it up, my friend. Okay. Let me pull it up. If only I had Nightbot. Nightbot like could make it into a command where I could just like say, "Hey, Nightbot!" Exclamation point webcomic. Webtoon, yeah, here, take a look. It's like a webtoon, but it's more like a manga. Gonna head off? Okay, Cody, I hope you feel better. Take care, my friend. Ah. There's a fly on my tablet. Let's see. I gotta say, every time I look back at my webtoon, like from the beginning to end, the art style has changed so much. Like, so much. Someone put it in your chat for you? Oh, that was me that put it in. My name is Alan LaFell. I put it in my own chat. What is it about? It's about 2 friends, right? The story's about 2 friends that want to make a story, but basically, rather than looking at like the more professional side, so like how Bakuman did it, or looking at like a success story from someone going small to big, like it's a story about like small people who who don't really get big as fast as you do in those stories. It's more of a comedy too. It's like these friends who try to make a comic, but they often find themselves off task. My art style changes every day. Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like when it comes to a webcomic, your art style changes so quickly and frequently. Every time I look at my like art style, it scares me like how much it changes. Alright, gonna start coloring. So true. But I just hope you enjoy it. Like, it's just mostly a lighthearted comedy. Like, I think the thing is, like, I like to bring smiles to people's faces and tell dumb jokes. Because, you know, they're, like, stories about drama and actions are great and all, but sometimes you just want to turn your brain off. And that's the kind of stories I like. I like it when my brain is off. Like, unga bunga, my brain is off. Blame myself over my art when I need to realize. Yeah, that's the same thing with me. You have no idea. It's an artist thing. It's an art thing, winky face. But honestly, sometimes you just gotta look back and see where you come from. It's easy to compare yourself to others and see, like, oh no, this person's so much better than I am, and I'm only like double the age of them. Head empty, no thoughts. It's a blissful place. Yeah. That's what I like to do with my story. I want you to turn your brain off, and I want you to like unga bunga your way through. I do enjoy myself an action story and a spicy drama every now and then, but most of the time, I like to go to a story that, you know, that I could turn my brain off to. Art block? Yeah, art block. Personally, like when it comes to art blocks, I often force myself through it. Like I just keep on drawing. It's like I wouldn't recommend it. Sometimes you need to just like take a step back from your art and try to see all the things that there are. See the world for what it is. But can be very debilitating. There you go. Usually give up? I think that's the thing though. You never really truly give up on art because it always comes back to you. It's okay to take breaks. I think that's an important thing to do because like you gotta distinguish between giving up and taking a break. Sometimes you just need to take a step away from your art and give it some time to kind of like cultivate, right? But you only truly give it up if you never come back to it. You know, I just found out about User Gura? User Gura? Game Gura? Game Guru? But honestly, when it comes to drawing, sometimes you have to take the small victories. Gargura. Oh, you just found out about Gargura? Shock. Well, my friend, let me show you this then. This little animation I made. I hope you appreciate it. There you go. Oh, it's not transparent. Oh well. We'll put her there in the corner somewhere. We'll make her really tiny. There you go. There you go. Animation is blessed. I'm trying to find a place to put her. Where do I put this teabagging Gura? I'll put it underneath Aine's hat. It's so cute. Yeah, I'll put it right here. There you go. You're looking at my Pixiv? Thank you. Or, cool. I don't know. What do you say in that situation? As you can tell, I'm socially awkward. I gotta make like a transparent version of this. That's not my biggest gripe with Clip Studio, that there's no transparency. I'll just put it right here. It's gonna block chat, but it's fine. If only I could make it transparent. Yeah, that's good enough. I was gonna flip it, but yeah, that's good enough. Look, chat! Guru's teabagging you! Yeah! You know what's funny? Like, just 10 minutes ago, I was like saying how like, oh, you see the stream avatars, and sometimes you see it like cluster up somebody's stream, and here I am clustering up my stream. Just a character next to you? That's Aine. In fact, she's right here, see? There she is. Isn't she cute? Aine's a bit of a dimwit. I was double checking that you say so. Oh, Doc. You don't know how say so I can be, winky face. You don't know my true say so. I proceed to look you in the eye, caress your hair. Doc, take me in your arms, and we ride off into the sunset. But for those who don't know the character on the left, that's Aine. She's a bit of a silly willy. She's impulsive, she's hyper, she acts without thinking, but she has a good heart, and she often, you know, cares for the people around her. She's a fun person. ASMR stream when? Do I need an ASMR like mic to, like, what's it called? Do an ASMR stream? I always want to do an ASMR stream, like, ironically, just for fun. Not like seriously, because I don't know how to do it. I think the stream deserves more love. Thank you. I'm glad you feel that way. That really brightens my day, honestly. Sometimes the small things people say can often really make people feel well. He's awesome. Thank you, guys. You're making me blush. Hazakashi. I wish I had like a blushy thing, but I have a winking thing. Thank you, guys. Here's a special wink for you. There you go. Do you have a TikTok? No, I don't actually. I actually don't know how to use TikTok. Like, I see a lot of people talking about it and people recommending it to me. It's like, hey Alan, you gotta get a TikTok. You gotta post your stuff on TikTok. And I'm like, cool, but I don't know what to do for TikTok. Time lapse, I guess? Silly memes? I could do like a speedrun video. In fact, I got a fun idea. Really quick. Let me see. You wanna watch me speedrun a drawing? Let me go take a drawing that I already done. Okay. In fact, let me let me do a quick load screen. I wanna do something really dumb really quick. I wanna show you my speedrun. Wait, wrong one. I wanna show you how fast I can speedrun a drawing. Find yourself someone that can speedrun drawings. Your art got famous over TikTok? I'm not too sure how to do TikTok, honestly. Alright, so let me do this really quick. So this will take me some time. Okay, so it's just gonna give me like 5 minutes, friends. 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes is all I need, Colonel. Okay, let me toss all this stuff in here. Alright, let me toss all this stuff in here. That's everything, right? Okay. Merge layers. Alright. Let me toss this. Okay. Let me go ahead and do this. This will be worth it, trust me. I got a stupidly genius idea. Okay. Have you guys ever seen a speedrun though? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna speedrun art. Okay. In fact, let me just merge all these layers together. There we go. Alright. So I hope somebody has a timer set up because what's your favorite color? My favorite color is orange, honestly. Okay. So give me a second. I'm almost done. Trust me, friends. Okay. Oh, I forgot how to do this. I did it like as a testing before, but let me see if I can get this to work. Okay. Let me see. That's crazy. Orange, yeah! Heck yeah, orange is a fun color. Alright, let me see. So if I did this, then I did this, then I did this, then I did this. Oh, that's not what I want to do. And I did this, right? So if I did this, right? Did I do this wrong? Give me a second. Okay. I thought I did this right, but I think I did this wrong. Let me see. I did this. No. Oh, that's why. Okay. Wait. I got an idea. Scuff stream? Heck yeah, that's what we're all about. Okay, I got an idea. I figured it out. Okay. Don't worry, guys. The payoff is gonna be good. But blue is complementary to orange, so we could be friends. You know? All right. You ready to see the speedrun of the century? Okay. Let me clean this up really quick, though. All right. Does someone have a timer? I hope somebody has a timer. In fact, I'll put my own timer, right? Give me a second. Where do I find a timer at? Oh well. Someone set up a timer, alright? Watch me do this, okay? I'm gonna speedrun a drawing. Let me put it on screen. Behold! A blank canvas. But, someone time me. Ready? Set. Go. Oh. Alright, sketch one's done. Time me. Alright, got it. Go, pass the dice out. Alright, next sketch. Next sketch. Alright, next is outline. Ready? Someone's timing me, right? Someone's timing me, right? Alright, last one. And time. It's a world record! Yeah, baby! We're in there! Heck yeah! How do you like my speed drawing? You heard of speed run? What about speed drawing? Heck yeah. Was it worth the payoff? Maybe. Did I have fun? Yeah. I want to do something like that. Like, when it comes to TikTok, that's the content I think about. Just like making stupid things like that. Maybe I should get a TikTok. I'll think about it. Can you do a stream where you draw Garagura? Maybe one day. Like, I try to draw as much things as possible. Like, last time I was drawing Ollie. Like, I was doing an Ollie drawing that looked like this. Like, I don't know if you know who Ollie is, but she's also said VTuber. She's in the same kind of group as, same group as Gura, called Hololive, but it was this one. Ollie. But maybe, like, I kind of want to draw Gura again. Like, when it comes to drawing Hololive, I try not to focus too much on one person, like Savina. So I try to spread it out. So I haven't drawn Gura in a while, so maybe I'll draw a Gura drawing. I already have the idea what I want to do. Guranya. I swear, all those VTuber characters, the Hololive people are playing Stray right now. I want to watch them play Stray, but I don't want to spoil it for me. Do you have a schedule so I know when you're going to stream? Yeah! In fact, I was going to talk about schedule at the end of stream tonight, but if you check out my Twitter, let me go ahead and post a link to it, my friend. Follow me on Twitter. I post a streaming schedule. This week is going to be slightly different because I'm not actually going to stream VR chat tomorrow. I'm actually going to stream Minecraft because I got into a Minecraft collab. So I'm going to collab with other players in the game. Here you go. Here's the tweet in question if you want to see the stream. Okay. Or the stream schedule. I was going to talk about it later today. Or later too, after the stream. Okay, let me put Ina's shirt. There you go. Look how cute she is in her weird clothing. Cool. But technically I'm a variety streamer. Like I don't only do art. I also do like video game stuff too. I try to do art like once or twice a week, but part of the reason I started streaming was because I don't have enough time to play video games. So streaming is my excuse to play video games too. I'm a gamer, guys. Let me show you my gaming creds. What's your guys' favorite game? Personally, I enjoy me some Final Fantasy XIV, some Monster Hunter, Mario, Zelda. When are you going to do it? You know what, Doc? One day, I want to play Valorant after watching it. Like, I saw Finana playing it, and I saw, like, other people play it. I'm like, maybe I should give Valorant a try. And then it's like, gonna message you, Doc, about it. But let me tell you right now, Doc, I am gonna be really bad. Do you think you'll ever stream Stray? One day. Probably much later down the line because, like, when it comes to games, I have priorities on games. Like, games that I really want to play are like Digimon Survive and what's it called? Monster Hunter. But Stray is on the low priority. While the game does look fun, I don't think I'll be playing it anytime soon. Maybe like once all the whole hype thing like ends. I'm bad at shooting games. I am too, but that's what makes it fun. The thing is with shooting games, I want to play with people who don't mind me messing up. Because I can tell you right now, I'm gonna F that up really hard. It's okay, I'm bad at it too. Finance? You mean finance? Finance is my favorite Niji Sanji character. I love how she talks about eggs. Eggs are my favorite, like, food type. Not really, actually. I used to hate eggs. Thank you, Finance. Finance is my favorite VTuber. I want to try Apex Legends again, though. Though I want to play it on my terms. Like, I don't want to spend the whole time hiding and, like, just, like, getting high ranks just because I hit away. Good on mobile, but no one plays mobile. I getcha. Fish is great. English is really hard. I like Fish, too. It's like, I'm listening to Fish, and then she suddenly starts talking about something so unsay-so. That's what catches me off guard, but that's what makes me laugh. I think it's harder to play a mobile game with shooting games, though. I think if you're pretty good at mobile, it doesn't hurt to give it a try on our computer or on the console. Like, it's really hard. But then again, I'm so used to playing on a controller that even keyboard and mouse can be troubling for me. That's part of the reason I'm scared to play Valorant. I don't want to disappoint my team. Like, I'm sure one of them will say, like, hey, Alan, can you come to my funeral? And I'll be like, why? They'll be like, I want you to let me down one last time. And I'll be like, sad face. That's totally not Pog. Alright, I'm gonna lay down the base colors, then I'm gonna call it a night. It's starting to get late for me, so I'm just gonna lay down the normal base colors here. Then I'll make announcements and talk for a bit. Okay. One time I tried playing Minecraft on computer and I couldn't even walk forward. Oh my gosh, I know how you feel. So before I got this computer, I used to have a potato PC. Like, it was really bad. Because we would often buy, my family wouldn't buy like any big computer stuff because it's too expensive. But we would buy like those pre-made PCs from Walmart. And the thing with pre-made PCs from Walmart, they're often the lowest of the low ends. So I really wanted to play Half-Life 2. I bought it on sale and I was like, ooh, I love Half-Life 1, I gotta play Half-Life 2. I started up Half-Life 2 and that game played for me at a solid 5 frames per second. Which is funny because I thought that, like, you know what, I can stand this. And I was playing online games, granted they were co-op games, with 5 frames per second. I couldn't play competitive games because of it. And I guess that's part of the reason I didn't care for competitive games, because my frame rates would like be 5 frames. But still, people flame you in unrated on Valo, they're cringe. 5 frames, yeah! 5 frames, let's go! Slideshow games! PowerPoint, heck yeah! Guys, what do you guys like to play your games on? I like to play mine on PowerPoint. Heck yeah! Okay, I accidentally put some colors wrong. You gonna head to bed? Good night, thank you for joining me. It's nice to meet you, friend. Have a good night. But I'm gonna call it here too. I did the base color, so... Oh. I heard music going on. I was like, where the heck is that coming from? Okay, so I'm gonna go switch it over really quick, so give me a second. I'm gonna switch it to my Zatsudan screen. Give me 1 second, friends. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. Alright, friends. It's been a night. I'm glad to see all the new friends who came and subscribed. I'm glad to see the old friends who came and chat. You guys are awesome. You guys made my night twice as better. Thank you for joining in. And I'm just gonna say this right now. I did post my stream schedule on my Twitter, but I'm gonna show it here really quick. And I'm gonna go over some of the small changes that I made to it. So, here's my stream schedule, friends. Let me try it again. Here's my stream schedule. Come on. Oh, that's the Clip Studio file, no wonder. Where did I put it then? 1 second. Scuff screen. There it is. So, here's my stream schedule, friends. Let me go shrink it down. They told me I could be anything, so I decided to be a VTuber. So, today was the 29th, so I had a drawing stream. Tomorrow's gonna be a bit different because I'm streaming at 1 p.m. I have something to do in the evening, so instead of streaming on my usual 7 p.m. streams, I'm gonna stream at 1 p.m. And I was gonna explore VR chat at first because, like, I saw a lot of people doing it, and it was really cool to see all the different things people create. But I wanted to see it for myself, but somebody got back to me about a collab. So instead, we're gonna be doing, drumroll please, Minecraft! Where is it? Here it is. Oh. Okay, so... Teehee, I forgot to save the thumbnail. Let me go save it again. Give me a second, friends. But I'm going to be doing Minecraft tomorrow. It'll be fun because it's going to be my first collab with other people. It's going to be other VTubers, right? Alright. Where the heck did it go? Oh, I'm scuffing it, guys. Help. I can't stop scuffing. This is totally, as Lucas would say, unpog. I am unpogging right now. Here we go. There we go. Got spirit. Yeah, Minecraft. So I'm gonna toss like a whole bunch of I'm gonna be playing it with other people. It'll be interesting because I'll be honest, when it comes to Minecraft, I'm not too experienced with it, so I'm gonna try to see what I can do. It's raid callouts all over again. No, I'm not the raid leader. I'm not even a callout guy. So tomorrow's gonna be a Minecraft, friends, so join me at 1 p.m. for Minecraft, and Sunday I'm gonna be doing some Link to the Past randomizer because it's something I really wanted to get back into because I used, like, Link to the Past is one of my favorite Zelda games, and the randomizer really took it up a notch. The Triforce randomizer is really fun. And if you don't know what that is, join me that night to see what it is, friends. Okay? But other than that, that's my streaming schedule for this week. And that's the stream for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I hope to see you there tomorrow for Minecraft. If not, you'll be able to check the VODs on my YouTube. Be sure to follow me on Twitter to make sure that you keep track of my schedule and stalk me and see my art. You never know, I might post something that starts with an L. I'll leave that to your imaginations. Something unsay-so. Or maybe I never will, and this is just bait. Just bait and switch. Because I'm really, really good at baiting. You know, you can say I'm a master at it. But with that said, I'm gonna call it a night here. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I hope to see you again. Bye-bye, everyone. Good night. Bye-bye. 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 Bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye forever? No, you get back here, Doc. You're gonna stay here forever. Let me go pull out my weapon of choice. You hear that? You hear me pulling out my weapon of choice? You're here forever, Doc. Don't you ever